name is Ethan, and this happened 6 months ago. I just moved into an old Victorian house in the outskirts of town. It was the kind of place with creaky floors, heavy wooden doors, and windows that whined in the wind. I've gotten it for cheap, thinking I could renovate it and flip it. That was before I found the room. The house had 3 floors and an attic. On the first night, I noticed something odd while taking measurements of the renovation plans. There was a gap in the hallway upstairs, about 6 feet of missing space, according to the blueprints, between 2 bedrooms. It didn't make sense. I tapped on the walls, hollow on one side, hollow on the other, but there was no door, no handle, nothing. At first, I convinced myself it was nothing. Old houses have weird layouts. Maybe the space was filled in or forgotten. But that night, as I lay in bed, I heard knocking. At first, I thought it was just the house settling, but the knocking continued, slow and deliberate, coming from the wall behind my head. Knock, knock, knock. I moved my bed to the other side of the room the next day, trying to ignore the idea that someone, or something, was knocking from inside that hidden space. But the knocking followed me. It got worse around 3 a.m. Always 3 a.m. I would hear scratching, like fingernails dragging across wood, and a faint sound of crying. Sometimes I thought I heard whispers.
Help, please.
I tried to sleep with headphones, blasting white noise, but nothing helped. It was like the house was alive, and it wanted me to notice that room. Finally, I decided to find it. I spent hours knocking on the walls, measuring, pressing on the panels, hoping to find a hidden latch. That's when I found it, a seam in the wallpaper, almost invisible. When I pulled at it, the wallpaper ripped away, revealing an outline of a door, nailed shut with rusty boards. The air coming from the cracks was cold, and it smelled like earth and rot. Part of me wanted to stop, to call someone, but I was obsessed. I went to the garage, grabbed a crowbar, and started pulling the boards off one by one. Each board I removed made the air colder, and I could hear the whispers growing louder.
Help. Don't leave me.
When I pulled off the last board, the door creaked open on its own. Inside was darkness so deep, it felt like it was swallowing the hallway light. The smell hit me, wet wood, mildew, and something metallic, like old blood. I shone my flashlight inside. It was a small room, maybe the size of a closet, with rotting floral wallpaper and a single wooden chair in the center. On the chair was a doll. It was old, porcelain, with cracks running down its face, and one glass eye missing. The other eye stared directly at me. That's when I noticed the scratches on the walls. Hundreds of them, overlapping, deep gouges in the plaster like someone had tried to claw their way out. Above the chair, written in what looked like dried blood, were the words, "Let me out." I felt something move past me, like a cold wind brushing against my skin, and the door slammed shut behind me. The flashlight flickered, and I was plunged into darkness. I tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. I could hear breathing in the darkness. Not mine. It was ragged, wet, like someone gasping through water. I turned around, aiming my flashlight at the chair. The doll was gone. I froze. My breath caught in my throat as I scanned the room. Then I felt something tug at my pant leg. I looked down. There it was, the doll, sitting by my foot, its single glass eye reflecting the beam of the flashlight. Its mouth was open now, like it was screaming. I kicked it away, hard, and it hit the wall with a crack, but when it landed, it was facing me again. The scratching started around me, invisible claws scraping the walls. I could hear the whispers, louder, desperate. "Don't leave me. It hurts. Let me out." The air was so cold that every breath felt like glass in my lungs. I slammed my shoulder into the door over and over until finally it burst open and I fell out into the hallway. The cold wind whooshed past me and the whispers stopped. When I looked back, the room was gone. The wall was solid again, as if the door had never been there. But the wallpaper was different now. Where I had ripped it before, it was whole, with the faint image of the doll's face imprinted on it. That night, I packed a bag and left the house. I tried to sell it, but no one wanted it. No matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of it. The worst part? At 3 a.m., Every night, no matter where I am, I hear the knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Sometimes, when I wake up, I find small scratches on my bedroom wall spelling the same message. Let me out. And when I turn around, I see it. The doll, sitting in the corner of my room, its single glass eye watching, waiting. If you ever move into a new place and the measurements don't quite add up, and you hear something knocking from the walls at 3 a.m., whatever you do, don't open it. Because some rooms are better left forgotten.